And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Airport CEO. Another day is just about to pass, and my cleaning crews and catering trucks. Look at this plane. 140 people. The Olympus organization is another contract that I signed for aircraft, and they only do big aircraft. So yeah, huge. Look at that flight. They're going to Brazil. 140 passengers. And we are doing just fine as far as everything goes. The whole baggage thing, the baggage should be coming. Is this it? No. Baggage should be on the way. Is this one it? Yeah, 215. Wow, 3 carts on this guy. Look at that. Looks like we have a little traffic jam here. Sir, can we solve this? Okay, that goes. He's going. There we go. Now we're sorting it out. Otherwise, this plane's going to be late. 155. We have a little bit of time left. No need to panic. Still pushing in the catering. 140 meals. So yeah, this little meal thing, I was able to drop it down to 0.5x. You know, meals take longer to make, but we're able to make them just fine because we only have three spots that actually provide meals. So yeah, we're loading the baggage now. The baggage carts sort of are derpy. Like the baggage doesn't actually appear on them for some reason. I don't know. It's weird. There's weird things going on with the baggage. I mean, it's a lot of things to keep track of for sure. How are we doing on our time? Should be. Yeah, baggage just got done, so we'll be able to push this thing back without any issues. Yeah, our runway situation is very good. It heavily improved our throughput on all of our planes. Like, it really improved things. So I'm happy about that. And as you can see, I've actually purchased all of the land available. And we have 1.6 million in the bank. If we look at our bank, you can see yesterday, 352,000 profit yesterday, just from the airport that I've got now. And my average is going up. My average was negative from all of the purchasing that I was doing, but having this run for a little while to build up some money and to buy out the land, everything is improving. So I kind of want to go forward and figure out what we want to do to expand and use all of the land available to us. Now, the big issue here is complexity and how to move passengers and get people where they need to go. All of that needs to be taken into account. And I checked. Yeah, there's a lot of we must have a monster flight coming in. 88, 107. Yeah, probably. I'm guessing Skylink. 517. Yep. 100. That's a lot of people. So in my new, when I redesign all of this, I'm definitely going to want longer queues for check-ins because some of these flights are crazy. But if you look at the flight planner here, you can see everybody's sitting at 100% satisfaction, and I'm pretty near maxing out all of the flights. I mean, we have a full airport, and it's not even like this is just like the starter airport. I mean, this is nothing compared to what we could be doing. So we're sitting roughly at 200 flights a day. I mean, that's a lot of planes, and we still have gaps. You can see there are big gaps, so we have room for even more if we want. And plus, there's a whole lot of airlines available. So we have no shortage of contracts for airplanes, and you can see that's mostly small planes. That's big planes, 737-600. Well, they're technically medium planes, I should say. But I am looking forward to seeing what they do about the large planes and how much money you could get. And just the sheer number of passengers that you need for all that throughput. So, right now we have a left to right flow of planes. They're flying in here and they're going and departing over here. I think with the redesign that we're going to do, we're going to go a top to bottom sort of design where they're going to fly in towards the top here. They're going to come down into the airport, whatever design we decide. And then when they leave, they're going to leave going down and then take off from a different runway. So one of the things that we need to do is make sure that there's room to do all of that, and I think we're going to get this started here. I don't have any contractors on the map, none whatsoever. So everything we build will not be built right away, because I want to sort of plan this out and be able to change designs. And one thing I've discovered just in futzing about and looking at stuff is you can build service roads in terminal foundations. What you cannot build are parking, or I'm guessing fuel. That's my guess. I mean, I can look to see if it is. You can't place it below a terminal. Yeah, and even if it's not below a terminal, it's still not valid. So you can't place fuel in a terminal. What you can do, and I've discovered this, unless they've changed this since the update. Let's go over here. Come on, click this. Yeah, you can put them underground, but beware when you do that. You can still see the smoke effects here, little particle effects. You can still see those above ground. So what I'm thinking is a large amount of my airport is going to be these bigger planes. Because, yeah. And thinking of designs and thinking of, what real airports look like. I mean, I know this is a game and it's sort of abstracted, but it's still, relatively decent as far as reflecting how an airport should be functional. And when I learned from looking at screenshots or aerial views or just designs of airports, the vast majority of the space, if you look at the entire footprint of an airport, the vast majority of space is taken up not by the terminal or even the aircraft stands. The vast majority of space is runways and taxiways. By far, the most space. I mean, the huge areas of land, being used for taxiways and such. Yeah, this 00600. I bet you that's another major flight. 00600. Yeah, 113. Nice. And how about this one? That was a 00600. What about this one? Whoa. This is the first time I've ever seen one flight using up 2 check-in desks. I have never seen that before. I didn't even know that was part of the game. So apparently, if a flight has enough people, it's gonna use more than one desk. That is good to know. I had no idea that was a thing. And the other thing that I've learned is passengers get to the airport really early before they ever check in, so to speak. And while they're waiting around, they're not meeting any of their needs. Fun, hunger, bladder. Well, bladder they could do, but that is a woefully small that is a woefully small bathroom for what I need. And these poor people, I mean, that bathroom must be a disaster area. Like, really, that is just nasty. Okay, how about you? You are good to go. We are waiting on, let's see, 6:30. Oh, we are, wow, we turned that around fast. You know, the headache of growing the airport is going to be trying to manage all of the catering and all of the, I mean, all of the things is going to be a nightmare. But anyway, so anyway, what I was getting at is real airports. I mean, the terminal is a tiny amount of footprint compared to everything else. So I don't need to worry about maximizing my terminal footprint because it really is only where we need it. So if we're going to go top down, we need the landing strip, because if we're going to land going up, I actually want to drop this down just a little bit, because 800 meters, I mean, we can make that work, no problem. Because I want to leave a little space up here for general aviation. Not that it's much of an income, but I kind of want to fit general aviation in here somewhere, just for funsies. So this is the landing right in here. Okay, the taking off. Let's get the passenger can't check in. Runway exit. We're definitely gonna be using concrete. Okay, so they're gonna come in right over here. I can actually bring this out a little bit. They shouldn't need the entire runway for this. Okay, so this will give me a sense of distance. Let's see, how many squares? That is 4 squares, so I need 4 extra squares on this side. So this runway is going to come down underneath here. Now I'm going to go 1, 2, oh, stupid autosave. 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and we're going to drop this down right like this. So this runway will be landing, and this one will be taking off. And the reason we're separating these, actually this runway could probably come down even further if we really wanted it to. We don't need to snuggle that up so much. But we do need to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can put this one down here. Okay, and then extend it up however much we need. So this runway entry and exit I really wish we could do angled stuff. I mean, this is specific to the runway. Okay, so we're gonna do this in here, and we do need another one on each one of these. But I'm gonna wait until we expand this here. Okay, so that gives us taxiway information. Taxiway foundation, $400 per taxiway. Okay, I want to save a little bit of money because we're in the planning stages here, right? So we're gonna try to save some money. I'm gonna go 3 out here because it's gonna be 5 wide, right? So that'll give us 5 wide all the way up. As you can see, this starts costing money like nobody's business. So we're gonna come all the way up to here. I mean, that was 50 grand just for that little sliver of taxiway. The other thing I've learned about looking at other airports is there's 2 main taxiways. There's like the main drag of like all of the taxiways, and then there's a separate taxiway for the smaller details. So we want. So how do we want to do this? This is hard to think about when we are kind of in the planning stage here. If I do another runway up here for general aviation, yeah, I might be able to manage that. That might be too much space though. Because I mean the 600 meter or the 800 meter runway is not much more than this. You can see this and this, so it's going to come up to about right here. So I could drop this down a little bit more. Let me do that. I'm going to drop this down. I'm going to leave this up there. That'll be my marker. So we're going to drop this down. We're going to drop this down about right here. Well, right about... I'm looking at this, like, thing over here as my guide. So, save a little bit of space. Right there. That's a good spot. So let's do taxiway entry and exit. This is the exit. And then taxiway foundation. And then take all these off. Okay. So that gives us the general layout here. Now we're gonna do a taxiway all the way across. Well, halfway. We're gonna do halfway. Because I want to do another set over here, and it would be nice. It would be nice to be able to see just how much space that's going to take up. Okay, so we definitely. I'm gonna flesh this one out. This one's going to be 5 by 5. You can see 152,000 for that. So if we want another taxiway, so let's get this one out like that. We can't do the angles, unfortunately. I really wish we could. As far as taxiway goes. Can you do a diagonal taxi path? Like, is that a thing? No, it's not. It's definitely not a thing. So if we have another taxiway embedded inside of here, because this is going to be the main entry point. Well, do we need I mean, this is starting to get cramped with all this taxiway. I know there's a whole lot of space up here, but again, oh, yeah, I might rethink this again. That's a lot more space than I thought it was going to be. I'm not exactly sure how wide the taxiways have to be. There's really no indication of that. But I would like another set of taxiway in here a little ways. I also have to remember that the landing of small aircraft, they can get off the runway much sooner. And if they have to taxi all the way to the end, that would be harmful. That would be detrimental. So I could, well, let's worry about that in a second. Now I need I'm basically going to do this sort of taxiway right here where the stands connect to. That's going to be this inner taxiway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right here would be a good taxiway. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will be the inner taxiway. And we can then take aircraft stands okay, so these are 10. Okay, right here. So this would be one. And this would be one. Let's make sure I place that one right, because I'm not 100% sure that I did. Right in here. Okay. So this is going to be, aircraft stands all the way across. And then this coming in this way can be one. Okay, and then of course the terminal foundation comes in right in here. Okay. That's a lot of aircraft stands. But we're fine, we're fine. Because we have to do a second story on top of that, right? Okay. Because the middle part, this part here, so you can see this is the upper floor, this is where the jetways attach. This floor here is going to be completely empty. So we'll be able to run service vehicles around in there. We'll have baggage collection in there. We'll be able to put a lot of stuff underneath the terminal, just like a real airport. Okay, so getting back to taxiways here, we're going to want another one here. This needs to be 5 wide. Alright, and over here we're going to want a 5 wide here and a 5 wide here. You can see I've burned through over $1 million. $1.4 million just to get this thing like started. That's painful. That's seriously painful. But it's not built, so it shouldn't actually cost any operational money. Construction, yeah, construction, as soon as the hour flips, the construction will go down. But operational, it's not built yet, so it shouldn't be costing us any money. Just sort of blueprinted out. Of course, I need to, once these runways are built, I need to upgrade them. I need to expand them. That's many hundreds of thousands of dollars. So yeah, it's going to be millions and millions and millions of dollars to get all this ready to go. Because I want to get this side relatively finished and, you know, figure out how I want to do all of the things that I need to do. And where our central terminal is going to come in. And once that is done, you know, once it's laid out in a good way, we really don't have much space here, do we? Like if we do another aircraft stand down here, that'd be another terminal and another aircraft stand. I'm thinking these bottom ones down here, these will be the small craft. So I'll have medium craft up here all the way across. We're going to mirror it over here, and then small craft will be kind of in a nook and cranny down here, because you can fit twice as many small craft in the same amount of space that you can do medium stands. So yeah, we'll be able to supply a lot of flights. The reason I'm splitting it in half is I don't want a plane landing over here coming way down here. That would be a huge waste of time. So we're gonna make sure the runways, you know, the taxiways don't cross the middle. We're gonna separate the two. So whatever stand is near the middle of the map, we're gonna make sure that it's connected to one or the other, but not both, because we don't want to cross the taxiways. That would be counterproductive. All right, well, I need to really basically let this thing run a lot. Yeah, the current day is rather expensive. It's going to take my daily average and completely obliterate it. I can't believe I blew all that money in that short amount of time. A lot of that is the taxiways. Those were not cheap. That was not a cheap thing. So yeah, this is going to be the takeoff. This is going to be the landing. And we're going to do the same thing over here. So yeah, we're going to need to basically demolish all of this stuff. Unfortunately, that's what it's going to come down to, is demolishing all of the things. Now, the one part I'm worried about is the fact that a vehicle system, a checkpoint, you can't bisect, or what is it, bifurcate, or whatever the word is. You can't split the service roads in two. Is this? Oh, look at that. Boarding is completed. Everything is good. You are waiting to get pushed back. And are you on time? You are. Look at you. 136 passengers. It's not my record. Not my record. I had a plane, while I was kind of waiting for the money to build up, I had a plane with 146 people load up and take off. It was crazy. Like, the seats were just packed. So many. Good times. This is good times. All right, well, that is going to do it for this episode. I got to let this game run and build up my money again, which hopefully shouldn't take too long. We've got, I mean, we're making roughly 300,000 a day. So letting the game run for a little while is kind of a good thing. So yeah, I thank everybody for watching, and I will see you next time.